I turned 28 this Sunday, right? The Sunday that just passed. And it got me thinking today as I was having a conversation that when I was, 19, 20, I used to be told a lot that, before you get married, you want to get your money up and you want to be ready and blah, blah, blah. And now all this time has passed and I'm here and I'm still not married. I'm still not where I want to be financially or as far as my success and stuff like that. And so I could say I'm not ready still. But then you start to realize, like, part of the reason, right, as to why people don't get ready is that a man needs somewhere where he is needed. Right, like in his family, in his, that's why, everybody has that position that they play, and they're valuable there, and then it allows him to think about somebody else and himself. But all this time has passed, and if I still don't have those things, it's probably because I also don't have that position or of someplace where I'm needed more than where I am right now. But if I would have been married all this time, it would have gave me that. It would have gave me something to think about over myself. And that allows for growth. That allows for something bigger than yourself to happen, and for you to not slow down or get stuck in your ways. And so that's just something to think about wherever you are in your journey, that oftentimes people tell you to wait and tell you to do this and that, and it is a protective measure, right? But if you find somebody that's willing to be with you even though you don't have the money, because marriage isn't just about the house and stuff. Is somebody choosing you out of everybody to spend their life with. And so if you find somebody that makes that decision purely on you, even if you don't have the money, even if you don't have this, that, and that, and they believe in you enough that they'll still do this, then I don't see how can any other argument stand against you choosing that over whatever else. And at that moment, then you holding back because you don't feel ready just becomes an insecurity. It becomes selfishness. It becomes you slowing down the actual process of things because you're making it about you. Whereas look at this other person. Don't you think about them? Don't you think about what you could be? What that could be? That's all. Just don't wait. Don't waste your time. Because realistically, 8 years passed, and doing what? What happened in all this time between when you could have done it and now? Did you? What changed? Nothing changed. You're still not there. But yet you had all this energy to spend and waste on things that didn't serve you at all. You say it's because you're not ready, but you still try to get in relationships. You still waste time, entertaining things that are futile and honestly destructive to you, and choices that don't serve you at all. But yet we want to sit here and act like it's because we're not ready. And that's when it's hypocritical, and that's when we got to call ourselves out and just accept what actually is the issue, is that we're just wasting time. We're just stalling because we are finding an excuse to. And that's when it's not right. And so that's just my perspective. That's what I've learned over the past. That's what I wish I would have done different. And I think that on the opposite of what I was thinking, I think that if I would have got married and I would have had a structure where I was needed, an environment where my efforts were directly correlated to somebody else's life and not just mine, I think life would have been completely different, and also that I would be even more successful than I am now. And I think that relationship would have meant infinitely more to me than if I did have the money, because once you have the money and you walk into these relationships, now even you define your worth based on money. Even you look at yourself as if your bank account or your assets is what value that this person sees in you. And is that really the life you want? Is that really the type of marriage you want? Genuinely, like you that's what we're gonna walk through life with the belief that this person loves me more for this stuff than me. I don't think that's us being genuine. I don't think we genuinely mean those things. And I think they're just sort of mechanisms to I don't know, to try to justify why would people care or try to understand love. But in actuality, it's not that. In actuality, people make choices because they believe in people, right? Not because they have this or they have that. And so let's not lie to ourselves, and let's see true value when we see it. And if somebody is willing to, share life with you, even if you don't have things, then do it. Don't take that for granted and go for it. And that can be more beneficial than trying to get yourself to be perfect in your eyes before you jump into those things. I'm not saying this is advice. I'm just saying that's what I wish I would have done. And I think that I would have a whole different experience of life in that scenario.